Hi, my name is Yvette Stanley, and this is my unit workstation project for Dr. Darla Baggett. It is November 26, 2013. This is Alyssa Stanley, my daughter, and a fourth grader, but she is going to go through my stations that I have created for a third grade class. She will use her work folder as she goes to each station. My topic is community helpers. Students will recognize community helpers' duties and responsibilities and how they help the community. So as we go to Learning Station 1, this activity is called Making a Helping Hand Wreath. And for this activity, all the students will be required to come to the station. Students will cut out an outlined hand and cut it out and trace it on colored paper. And then once they cut the colored paper hand out, then they will write with a marker what community helper they want to be when they grow up. After the hands are all completed, students will take turns gluing the hands in a circle to create a wreath, and this will look like the example above. The second portion to this activity is called the Community Helpers Worksheet. And as you see here, it's a worksheet that says, what type of community helper will you be? And Alyssa has finished hers, and so after they go ahead and complete it, it will go into their work folder. And then we'll go to Learning Center 2. Learning Center 2 is actually the acrostic poem activity. And actually, Learning Center 2, 3, and 4 are optional. Not all the students will need to do it. But of course, they can if they want, but it's not mandatory. So as we have here, the acrostic poem, you'll see here I have an example written on the board and I have the directions. Alyssa has actually already created an acrostic poem. So when students have completed this acrostic poem, they will go ahead and put it in the work folder. And at the end of class, then students will go ahead and recite the acrostic poem aloud to the whole class. So as we go here, we are going to Learning Center 3. And as you see here, I have a board that I've created with community helpers where students can actually choose one, or they can actually choose their own. And then this portion is called Act It Out. So students here will go ahead and actually write a reader's theater. My example that I have here is the grocer and the customer, so they kind of get an idea, of what I'm expecting. But in this area, they will go ahead and 2 to 3 students will go ahead and write up a reader's theater, and one of the students will actually put it into their work folder, and then at the end of class, all the students in that small group will go ahead and read aloud their actual script. So then we'll go ahead and go to Learning Station 4. Learning Station 4 is Community Bulletins Board, Who Am I? And at first, students will go ahead and have to try to figure out who the community member is. So Alyssa will go up here and she'll look at hints 1 through 4, and she'll need to go ahead and read to see and try to figure out who the community member is. And then if they still can't figure it out, then you can go ahead and pull the top part and figure out who actually the community helper is. And they'll do all 4 of those. The second part of the activity is filling out the community helper, Who Am I? You'll also have partners for this, and so they will go ahead, like Alyssa will go ahead and list hint 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then her partner will need to guess, by her hints, what community helper she is. Once they've completed the piece of paper, then they will go ahead and put it in their work folder. Okay. And then the next station is Station 5. This is the interactive computer game activity. And you will see here for this activity, students will be able to go online and play interactive games or watch videos that will teach and inform them how the different community helpers provide service and help the community. Students will be able to go to My Favorites and click on the different websites. And it's interactive. Go ahead, Alyssa, and click on the listen.
I teach children what the safety signs mean, like stop, hospital, and danger.
So it'll kind of, by clicking on the listen buttons for each one, they're probably about maybe a couple of minutes long, but the students, I believe, will be able to enjoy this activity. Once they are done, they'll go ahead and exit out of the web page, and then they will come over to Learning Station 6. Now, Learning Station 6 has 2 activities. The first one is Hangman Activity. For this activity, students will need a partner and will grab a communicator and a dry erase marker. And here you'll notice I actually have here, it's got the vowels and the consonants, and so Alyssa could go ahead and draw the hangman portion, and then her partner would need to try to guess, and she would mark off, the letters if they, got them correct or not. And if, you couldn't figure it out, the answers are on the back of the communicator. So once they go ahead, and there's about 3 or 4 different community member sheets that are down here as well that they could choose from. So then they'll go ahead and erase it, and they'll go ahead and place it back into the cabinet. And then for the second part of the activity is the Community Helper Word Puzzle activity. Now this one, they will grab a sheet of paper and a pencil, and I've got a clipboard there. They can sit and write. And they'll go ahead and, figure out the word puzzle. Once they go ahead and complete it, then they will go ahead and place this into their work folder as well. At the end of the day, students will turn their work folders in so that I can see the students' work. These stations vary in complexity to meet the needs of the multiple intelligences. For instance, those who are ELL or students who are advanced. I also have differentiated the activities for students with different learning types, such as the hands-on, the visual, the auditory, and the tactile learners. And this will ensure that I'm meeting the needs of all my students. So I hope you enjoyed my centers. Thanks again. Bye.